Hey everybody, Random here for episode 1 of CI's Community Challenge. I already recorded another episode 1, but unfortunately something happened on the hard drive that had the save game file on, and I have to re-record it again. But this time I can do a little bit smarter from some of the feedback that you guys had for me. So there is a silver lining to that cloud. So first things first, I'm going to lay out the little survival shack with the wood. Forbid the campfire. I usually build the door first because if you botch the door, that's the most expensive thing to botch. Fortunately, we didn't botch anything. I would honestly say, unless it's just a wall or a power cable, if you botch something big and important really early on, you might as well just start over again. Because it is so detrimental botching construction early on. Okay, so we are losing the initial hypothermia, and now is our chance to build the wind turbine. I also want to build a heater in here. Just hadn't laid that out yet. And I'm going to risk constructing, well, minor hypothermia. And let's go warm up. We are just on the brink of serious hypothermia. We're like sitting right there at 35%. Good, it's dropping. Good, good, good. Next up will be that heater. And the power cabling. She wants to eat, but I think freezing to death is of greater concern at the moment. Please don't botch. Good, she didn't botch. Now we'll definitely be able to warm up a lot faster in our survival shack with 2 sources of heat. The next thing I'm going to do is lay out research bench and a wooden bed, a steel stool, and a steel table, and put my meals in here. Some meals, not all of them, but some of them. I'm going to do the bench, or the bench and the table last. I'm going to wait for her hypothermia to subside fully. And I think I'm going to work on the bed first. Because she'll probably... Oh, she already went to sleep. Let's only construct it when we aren't, when we're fully capable, because yeah, we got a good bed out of that. It was worth the extra weight. A good bed, opposed to a normal bed, has some additional rest effectiveness. I think the immunity game is the same, but the rest effectiveness is going to be really, really handy. We spend less time bedridden. Alright. Good so far. Now working on that research bench. Make sure not to be constructing inside your doorway, because that's a good way to let all the warm air out, or the cold air in. I guess it's cold air in, not warm air out. Alright. This stuff is not, well, it's part of our recreation, so maybe I need it sooner. But I want to start doing long distance hauling ASAP. So midday, when it's warmest, you definitely want to be hauling resources that are furthest from your base. I also want to lay out stockpile, but I'm not. I'm going to worry about long distance stuff first. So I'm going to manual priority of firefight, doctor, basic, and a little higher research, so she defaults to research rather than hauling. So I want to tell her when I want her to haul. Alright, so it is -120, -119. I think it's warm enough to do a long distance haul. We got there before we were minor hypothermia, which means we carry 65 rather than 52, which is a big difference. And one long distance haul success. If we manage to lose our hypothermia, I'll even do 2 long distance hauls. It's still not super, well, it's not extreme, it's extreme cold, but relatively warm out there compared to nighttime ambient. Let's do another long distance haul. And I'm just trying to get as much of the resources out here are not going to be obtainable in the fall. I have to get them in the summer or not at all. If I don't get them in the summer, unless I have warmer clothing, I'm not going to get them in the winter. It will be too far. It'll be fatally too far. Really needed to eat outside like that? I'm also going to need recreation. So let's queue up the tables. I'm going to wait until I'm not shivering. So we have the best possible table. And stool. First thing when I wake up is I'll do that stuff. I guess I also will put medicine in here. Normal and good. Well, okay. Now I really need to get a second wind turbine so that even on minimum spin, we generate heat through the heater. But I'm not going to risk botching it. So I'm going to wait for the hypothermia to go away. I also am going to need a second heater. Pretty soon, in fact, because I could barely get my hypothermia to subside. Come on. All the way down. Oh man, it takes so long. So long. At least I'm getting good battery research done. But I'd rather be doing long distance hauling right now. But I can't afford to do it until I have better heating in my base. Because there's only so many warm summer days. Alright, let's get that heater going. Don't build it in the door. Alright. Now we can warm up a lot faster. And unfortunately, I lost today for long distance hauling. We won't be hauling anything long distance because I ran out of heat for the base. But we can do some short distance hauls. R&R, rest and relaxation, while we lose our hypothermia. I'm actually going to wake her up and haul this stuff into the stockpile because I'm going to build a roof over it and keep it protected from the elements. August 5th. I'm going to forbid these meals because I don't want her to keep restockpiling the survival meals in there. It's kind of unnecessary. Alright, so now let's prioritize construction. We'll get a roof over our stockpile. And haul the remaining wood we have into the stockpile. Let her warm up a bit, and then maybe a long distance haul trip when it warms up outside a bit. It's like threading a needle of when you can haul long distance. You got to be really, really, really careful. Because if you go out and it's too cold, you die. And there's really no coming back from that. Alright, so as soon as I lose my hypothermia, I will go for some of this steel out here. So it's 2 trips left of steel there. And then a bunch, maybe 4 trips up there. Now, ideally, I'd try to make 2 trips a day. Nope. You'll not be playing horseshoes. You'll be warming up to make another trip. Maybe. Cargo pods. Anything good? Ooh. Real good. In fact, game-changingly good. Alright, so now I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a steel hand-tailored bench. You can reinstall these, so it doesn't really matter where I build it. Because that wool is going to get put to really good uses. Currently uninstall it because I'm going to use it while I'm inside. I'm basically going to move the research bench outside while interacting with it. So now I have a new goal. I want to get that wool. It's very, very lucky. I don't suspect. Oh, and crash parts. Those are a little far, but once I have that wool toque and wool parka, nothing is going to be too far for me. That's game changing, honestly. Alright, so we're still researching batteries. Well, we're waiting for it to warm up. I can do closer hauling until it's warm enough to do longer hauling. Because everything's going to need to be hauled in eventually. I might as well work on the easy stuff when it's too cold to do the far stuff. Alright, I think it is warm enough to do far stuff. Now, I'm going to do this a little differently. I have to generate the planet because I forgot to do that ahead of time. Apologies. I'm going to do a caravan for the wool because it's lightweight and therefore I can fit all of it in one run. Whereas the steel is not lightweight. So, form caravan, pick your pawn, choose route, doesn't really matter because you're not actually going anywhere. And then for Serra, I'm going to have her load all this wool into the caravan. And load all the slag into the caravan. And eventually she's going to become too heavy at some point. Okay. She can't fit that last slag, that's fine. And I'm just going to have her go straight back to warm up. Good. Now if I cancel the caravan, I have all this slag in the base that I don't want in the base, so I'm going to set up a slag stockpile here, call it slag, give it a preferred with slag chunks. I'm going to tell her to haul all this slag to there. Let's start hauling. Now that that slag's in the doorway, that's real bad. So I think I'm going to keep the wool. I'm not going to use the wool until I have hydroponics up and running, because I can deal with not having warm clothing until the fall, but I really need hydroponics sooner than that. That's my my thought process there. So it's actually pretty warm right now for a long distance haul. There's only 29 steel there, so let's go up here, get some of this steel. This is cutting a little close because it's late in the day and it's getting colder. So I'm only going to be able to hold 52 of it. But it's still feasible. The real worry is once you become seriously hypothermic, you slow down way down. So as you can see, I'm only... let's not even risk putting that in a stockpile. I was really close to passing out there. Dangerously close. So maybe I'll wait until midday. Okay, we have a raid. They are gonna die before they even reach me. Are they coming straight here? What was the message? Yeah, they're preparing a while. There's no way is that gonna affect me at all. Ooh. Some antibiotics. Neat. Batteries will be real useful right about now when we only have one heater going. So let's finish off that research. Raider's already dead. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, hydroponics are next. And let's lay out 2 batteries. Alright, got both batteries. Gonna lock her inside for a bit because we only really have one heater going. I don't want to open that door continually or we'll let out the last... Oh, there we go. Now we have 2 heaters. I also want to warm up for a long distance haul because it is as warm as it's going to get midday. Bing. Alright, let's go for the steel. Hopefully I get there while I'm only shivering, because as soon as I hit minor hypothermia, I can carry a lot less. Come on, 17, 18, 19. Nope. We're too cold. I'm actually just going to drop it where it is and run for cover. I don't really want to take any big risks with her health. I don't want to lose a toe or anything like that. Anything avoidable like that. I think I'm also going to need some recreation. Alright, so 120... we hauled a lot of the steel in. I can feel pretty good about that. This steel is going to be a layup as will this stuff. I'm going to start hauling the close steel when it's too cold to haul the long steel. Oh, we are doing some recreation. I was wondering why my shivering was going back up. A little bit of recreation. Alright, let's haul some close steel while we wait for it to warm up enough to haul far steel. So there's 2 more trips there, 1 trip here. We have 190 banked. We need about 400 or so for the hydroponics that we want. That's the goal. Fortunately, the wool is really going to allow us to do a lot more in the winter. Alright. So it's about as warm as it's going to get. Let's go for the far steel now. We're going to get there. Nope. Not going to get there well warm enough. So that's still 2 trips. It would have been 1 left. A lot of micromanagement required, as you may be able to tell. And then rest. Or food and rest. So far, so good. 22 minutes in, I feel real solid about this attempt. Let's go for the closer steel while it's cold. We can do 1 more close steel run before it's warm enough to do a long steel run. As you can see, we're getting really close to that sort of... It's more or less an arbitrary 400 steel mark, but we're getting a lot closer to that 400 steel mark. I also want to bring in these packaged meals, but that's probably going to wait until I have the parka. Alright. Psychic drone low. That's a bummer. Alright, so I still have 2 trips left out there. We still have a little bit of summer left, fortunately. Okay. So let's go do... We have 2 trips that way, 1 trip this way. And then we've got some meals out there breaking down the ship chunks, but that's obviously going to be with the parka. Those meals are going to be with the parka too. Getting pretty close to that 63% that's fatal. That's when you just pass out and die. This is 63%. It always gives me... churns up my stomach when I'm making a run like that, because you're so vulnerable. You're so absolutely vulnerable. Alright, so this is the last of the close steel. Everything left is sort of a far trip. But we've hit the 400 mark. So what I'm going to do, instead of the far trips, I'm going to leave the far trips for when we have hydroponics after we have hydroponics, because this is only 20 and another 29. Ooh, more wool and a raid. Well, obviously I'm going to caravan that wool. I have no idea why Randy's being so nice to me. Gundozer. Really? Your name is Gundozer and you have a knife. You're very confused about what a raider's supposed to do. Oh, wow. Alright. I almost feel like this is too easy of a layup of a playthrough. And I need to like start over again, just to make it harder. Because clearly it is, give me pretty easy supply events here. Well, that softens my need for hydroponics so early blow. Alright, so I have all those under the cover. I'm not going to worry about that slag just yet. Alright, so it's midday. I'm going to form a caravan. And send her out to... Actually, let's load this up in a slightly more optimized route, so we spend less time out there. I'm only going to worry about one of the slag. Now send her straight back to warmth. Oh, nope, straight back to warmth. There we go. This is way too much wool. The storyteller's given me. Obviously, that tailoring bench was the right move. My goodness. I'm going to have warm parkas for days. Alright, I really do need hydroponics. I keep putting that off. There's nothing out here that is time sensitive, because the packaged survival meals last a long time. They've barely deteriorated. And I don't think any wildlife is going to come and eat them, because it's too cold for wildlife. So, all I need to do is get hydroponics going. And then make me some warmer clothing so I can harvest the rest of the resources on the map. So let's see, let's do a quick head count. We've got 2 dead raiders. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ship chunks, which is approximately 150 steel, and 8 times 5, so like 40 components. We have 7 survival meals, and a whole lot of slag. In fact, let's do a quick slag count. We have 18, 19 slag-ish, which is almost makes up for the price of these smelting bench. The smelter, oh yeah, it actually does. It makes up for the price of the electric smelter. So it actually benefits us to smelt at this point. To build a smelter, we'll get more steel back than we put in. Of course, with a lot of manpower and time, but that's good to know. That we've hit that tilt. 17, about 17, if you don't include the components, is the tipping point. Alright, I'm I'm gonna go haul in another one of these stacks of food and push towards hydroponics. So, hydroponics, we are going to want no, another raid. Attacking immediately. Hey, they may actually make it somewhere. Yeah, it looks like they're going to make it to me. Sort of. As I just changed my base around. They have a parka and a toque and some medicine. And I am really not shooting anything well. I could just wait them out, freeze them out. That's maybe what I do. Yeah, they're not really going to make it very far holding components. Yep, they're dead. Get back here. I mean, they're never going to make it to the edge of the map. Not at the current rate of hypothermia. Yep, they're gone. Alright, strip them. Even though I'm seriously hypothermic already. So I'm going to wear their clothing to survive. This keeps me warmer. Got real close to that 63%. That was way closer than I wanted to be. But now I have gear that insulates me a little bit better without even having to craft the new stuff. Speaking of new stuff, I can put the bench there. We're going to want a wall here and there. And I can carry the rest of this stuff in next caravan trip. Get my wood doors. They're not the sturdiest, but they open faster than steel ones. As you can see, I'm spending a lot more time out here than before. And we'll go right back to hydroponics research. Should bring... I'll wait until I'm no longer hypothermic, and then bring the rest of that stuff in. Alright, form caravan. Boom, 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 boom. Trying to do that nice and quick. Come on. Alright, now we've reclaimed all of our stuff. Unfortunately, I have to wear tatty clothing for the moment. I'm gonna preemptively expand the base, build 2 more heaters. can now play horseshoes inside, which is great. And it's really coming to the end of summer pretty soon. Which is sad, because it's going to get way colder. As you can see, it's already negative 154 out. Much colder than it was ever before. Here's the other heater we needed. We're also going to want a electric stove. Alright, so we have that. I want to get solar before microelectronics. We're going to want a sun lamp, and we're going to want hydroponic base. Alright, so instead of... We are shy just like a... Let's warm back up first. Actually, we're shy about 45 steel, which is manageable to get. We needed more because I made the tailoring bench that normally I would not have done. So what I'm going to do is break down that ship chunk and then caravan the components back. It's midday, so it's a good time to do it. Alright, form caravan, you, and root, and accept, zoom in, load, and haul. So you can kind of load yourself up and haul at the same time, which is another workaround for traveling with more stuff than you should be able to use. Let's lock her in. Let her patch up. And now we have enough steel for this. So we need, yep, 13 steel, we have 29, perfect. Alright, change the work priorities for grow and plant cut to be much higher. In fact, I'm going to force sow the area. Flick this stuff off. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a power conduit down here. So rather than to flick things off, I can just reconnect it to an off position. And that way I'm able to control my grow light remotely, which is important. Okay, feeling good. Next up, let's make a toque. And then a parka. So 25 ingredients, 80 ingredients. Let's not use the mega sloth yet. Let's make it both out of alpaca. And then I'm going to do it while the grow light's on. So we have the best possible lighting conditions for it. And I'm going to make sure I'm not shivering or anything. So there's the toque. It is a normal quality toque. And now for the parka. stand around a minute. Lose the hypothermia, even though it really doesn't matter. It matters what condition you are in finishing it, not starting it. But whatever. Just me being cautious. So this 2 protects 25 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius insulation. And we'll get rid of this tattered, not very functional cloth parka. We could even make a wool button-down shirt and wool pants for additional insulation, but I don't think I will. The gains on wool pants and shirt are pretty negligible, and I'd rather have backup parkas than backup toques. And it's good quality, which is phenomenal. Alright, so now we are protected up into negative 93. Basically, we can do whatever we want outside for a very, very, very long time and truly not have to worry about it. So, given that, I think it is ship deconstruct time. Just to demonstrate the handiness of warm clothing. We are not even hypothermic yet. Just hit minor. No problem. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing on the map we won't be able to get to. Okay, now let's form a caravan. And load, haul. Load, haul. One trip, lots of stuff. That's how I like it. And we're still just shivering. Cancel the forming. Ah, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. It's gonna make everything a lot easier, having all this warm clothing. Okay, next up, don't really care about the raiders. These meals next? I guess. I wouldn't mind an additional table, hydroponic table. So I think that's the next thing to go for. Also, I'm going to move the medicine. Hauling the bench out because I don't need it at the moment. Reinstalling my heaters to make room for additional hydroponic. Alright, so if I want that, I think what I need to do is... I don't even know if I have enough steel, but I was thinking of doing a smelting bench. I'll have enough steel, because there's 2 ship chunks left, not just 1. Alright, pause. I'm going to let her eat. And then form caravan. We're still not super cold, so I'm gonna take a moment and grab this stuff too. And then head back. I'm really cleaning up the sea ice here. Alright, cancel the formation of the caravan. Let's extend this stockpile a little bit. Ooh, we are dangerously close to being out of... Oh, I didn't need to do it that way. I can do it remotely. I wasn't paying attention to our power levels. Luckily, the wind just kicked back up. But that is not good. I should not have let the batteries get that low. Alright, what kind of weapons did it have? Wood. And a steel knife, but that's not going to smelt down to anything, because it's about to deteriorate into nothing. Alright, another caravan, so H, root, oh, click, root. I'm seeing if there's really not a lot of hotkeys to make that faster. I don't know why I'm loading the slag. Alright, so doesn't look like I can get the smelter. Not without cannibalizing some part of my base. I'm at 155 maxed steel, as far as I can tell. Just shy of that 170. What I could do is cannibalize a little bit of the base. Just a little piece. Alright, let's form another caravan. And load. Come on. Walk it home. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to cannibalize a teeny little bit of the base in order to get enough resources for the smelter. Friendly AI offering me a little mission to get off this frozen rock. I'm building my own ship, so that's kind of a moot point. Alright, batteries are still too low. Now, one of the things I need to do is cook a bunch of meals. But I'm not going to use the stove until we have a little bit more power stored. Alright, we are generating a bit of power. Harvest is ready. So I'm actually going to flick this lamp off until we... Oh, harvest botched. Don't like that. That bums me out. Details. Drop on the floor. Alright, let's go make some... Let's prioritize cooking and go make some meals. And eventually we'll stockpile the meals here. Simple meals. Preferred for food, meals, simple. Just monitoring the hypothermia level. Don't want to get it up to minor. Shivering is agreeable. Alright, this is the last one. Boom. Let's turn that off. Okay, we're researching solar panels, but production. Electric smelter. So I need 15 steel. God, it's not much. I could break down the table for that. They'll give me silver to kill bandits. Known threat, 1 enemy. Ooh, I got food poisoning. I was about to actually consider doing that mission, but not with food poisoning. Because that's a lot of steel. Or silver, rather. Alright, so there's not much left out here. That knife disappeared. Club's about to disappear, so it's just going to be bodies. So it's basically 4 meals and 3 pieces of slag that are like far outside the base. Come on, wind power. Wind power is having a hard time generating enough power. Alright, let's cut the lights. I'd like to keep it above 400. I'm going to forbid her from leaving. So she has a cooking of 6. Capable amateur. Yeah, she poisoned herself. But she's back to eating anyway. Ooh, come on, be something nice. Corn. That is something nice, and that's nice and close, too. Unfortunately, I can't think about eating at the moment because I just poisoned myself. Well done, go me. Come on, food poisoning, go away. At least I haven't passed out yet. Sometimes you just pass out. Mueller. Transport pod. You've got a toque. Are you any good? Underground or no, you're not good. No violence? If you can't be violent, I can't recruit you. I haven't had any solar flares yet. That's pretty fortunate. Alright, food poisoning recovering. That's what I like to see. Done. Ooh, gone. Alright. Building some roof stuff. I really should have built the roof over the batteries like a long time ago. More cargo pods of wolfskin. Okay, that's cool. So you can see now that we're in September, it is significantly colder than it was in the summer. Alright, another caravan. That bandit request, I'm definitely considering doing. Just maybe not in the winter. Okay, bye-bye table. You will be missed. I'm doing that because this puts me in the realm of being able to make the smelter, which is super good, because then I can start smelting down the slag, which has a positive ROI at this point, as long as I don't botch this construction. well. Alright, bills. Smelt from slag, do forever. And let's get going. And when you're done, drop on the floor. Really quickly, I'll be able to, oh, 20? I thought it was 10. Oh god, this is phenomenal. I am excited now. I'm getting twice as much steel as I thought I would. Alright, let's get that table back. Should have done this sooner. Oh, and more slag delivery. Alright, so, crafting, tailoring, smithing. This will allow me to double my hydroponic basins much sooner. Also, I want some more power. I want to do solar as backup. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so unbelievably excited. Man, I thought it was 10 steel. It's been 10 steel forever. I know that sounds like a complaint. It isn't. Alright, we're not using that. Let's turn it off. It's not a bad amount of jade either. Please don't get food poisoning. More cargo pods of more jade. This game is weird. Well, I feel like I'm getting extraordinarily, unbelievably lucky. More than I should be. Which means this playthrough is going to be easier than it should be. To put it simply. But at least it will be more accelerated and more interesting. I do feel like I am getting unnaturally lucky, however. Alright, let's turn this off because we haven't sewn anything. I know we need some recreation, but it's pretty important that we have plants, right? Alright, we're generating enough power to keep that on, that's good. Alright, now we can do our rec. And we are sick again. Huzzah! Because it's only initial, I'm going to start working on the hydroponic basin. I got to puke outside. Alright, now just to work on the research. I don't want to go back outside and run the risk of collapsing outside. Oh, food poisoning. How you plague me. Could always be worse, I suppose. Incompetent cook. My ass. Meteorite of silver. It's too bad I'm a terrible miner. Maybe the first pawn I get will have decent mining skill. Looks like we're not quite at the point where we need another heater, but we're kind of getting there. A little bit. Oh man, it takes so long to eat when you have food poisoning. Oh, and there goes all the food. Oh, I should have been a better cook. Oh my goodness. So much wasted food. Okay, we are running low on power. Oh man, real low on power. Okay, recovering. Are you kidding me? I have food poisoning again. Oh dear lord. I'm in some serious pain. Well, the thing is, I'm out of time. It's up. My hour's up. So I want to apologize again for having another episode 1. This one obviously went a lot better than the last one, given that I have a lot more resources and warm clothing. So hopefully this one is more interesting because the warm clothing will allow me to do some more fun stuff. With that said, I hope you tune in next time. I'm looking forward to hearing your own stories, maybe seeing some videos, and any suggestions and comments you have for me. Drop me a line. I'm always interested in that as well. All right. Thank you for watching, and I hope you tune in next time. Adios, everyone.